What's up, Brigitas? Reverend Dave here. Today we're starting part 4 of the Defensive Magic series. Today I'm going to go over 6 basic spells, jars, what have you. Simple, easy, but effective, and meant to be harmless. So let's get into it. All right. We're talking about cord cutting, freezer spells, binding spells, which are kind of very similar. Sour jar, sweetening jar, and banishing spell. I'm going to actually, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to do the freezer binding spells. I'll show you in detail how to do it, so pay attention to that. So, and then talk about cord cutting is what I want to start with. Cord cutting, the name basically says it all. You want to sever ties with somebody, whether it's a toxic friend, an ex-lover, ex-boss, whatever. Or it could be even a bad habit, an addiction that you may have that you're just like, I want to quit smoking, or whatever it is, nail biting, whatever it is. It could be that. And it's pretty simple. I'm going to give you some just real quick description or whatever. You take 2 candles in cord cutting, a black and a white. The white is you, black signifies the other person. Take a thumbtack, nail, whatever you want, inscribe their name on the black candle, put your name on the white candle. You want to get piece of thin black ribbon and kind of loosely tie it around them, and then you want to pull the candles apart so the string is kind of taut, okay? Not so it doesn't fall down, but it's taut. Now, you can use chime candles, 3-inch candles, big pillar candles. You can use any candles you want, whatever. And I highly recommend, this is what I use a lot for my little rituals and stuff or whatever, is I call it, what do I call this? My little ritual pan. I can burn things in. I do a lot of stuff in this. And you can get as elaborate as you want with cord cutting or whatever. You could put salt around it, whatever you want to do. So that's basically cord cutting. And maybe in a future video I'll actually do it, but right now I'm just kind of going over these things. And the next one, I'm going to talk about banishing jar or sour jar and a sweetness jar, which is the opposite. Now, to banish obviously means to cast out. You want to get rid of something out of your life. You just want it gone, whether it's a person, a thing, habit, whatever. Now, if it's a person, basically banishing spell, banishing jar, whatever, is going to make them stop them from seeing you or even thinking about you, is hopefully the purpose of that, the intention behind that. Now, the ingredients to do that, I don't have all this stuff with me because I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to give you some ingredients on how to do this. This is so many spells and recipes to do this. But here's one, and it's a good one. I like this one. Okay. And like a lot of these, what you're going to need is a pen and paper. I prefer, now, because black is the color of banishment. And for all these spells, I use parchment that's ripped on all sides, because you don't want to use printed paper or anything that's got that energy to it. You don't want that. You want something raw. And you need salt, vinegar, a whole lime, 2 nails, and ashes from your altar. It doesn't matter what ashes they are, any ashes. And just like all of these banishing, binding spells or whatever, the principle's kind of the same on how you do it. And there's options to these as well. You can take a printed picture of said person if you want, okay? Their picture on one side, and on the other side where it's playing, you can write your intention. Now, when you do this, okay, you write their names or whatever, okay? I want Joe Jerkoff to leave the premises starting 8/25/21, whatever the date is. And you can put an end date if you want, or just leave it until you feel it's resolved. But when you write it, okay, if we can do this because we're reversed, you're going to turn it counterclockwise, okay, 3 times. You write his name, turn it, write her name, turn it, write her name, okay? And then when you're done writing all that, your intention and all that stuff on there, sign it, okay? And then fold it. Remember, fold it away from you, because anything away from you, you're banishing, you're getting rid of. When you fold it towards you, you're asking for something, you're receiving something. So fold it, okay? Turn clockwise, counterclockwise. Fold it away, turn it, fold it away. 3 times, okay? Now, this particular method, like I said, basically is for all these type of spells, but I'm just going to go over the Banishing Jar right now. So now you've done that. You take the lime. I don't have a lime with me because I had a barbecue this weekend and I used up all the limes for drinks. So take a lime, and you want to, don't cut it all the way in half in 2 pieces. You want to leave it whole, but slice it in half, okay? And then put your paper inside the lime, okay? And with the 2 nails, hold the lime together, stab it, pierce it with the nails and hold it together. Put the lime in the jar, cover it with the ashes, and all that stuff. Leave it on your altar, in a closet, put it wherever you want. You can bury it if you want. And then just, when you feel it's resolved, you can dispose of the remains. Light it on fire, burn it, bury it, trash it, whatever you want to do. Now, the other side of that, there's also, it's called a Sweetening Jar. This is basically the antithesis of that. All you're doing is it should be called the Attitude Adjustment Jar. You're just trying to redirect somebody's energy to be more positive, to go in your favor, more or less. Like, say if you're going to go, you got a court date, you're going to go see a judge, you want to, send some energy towards a judge to be in your favor. And basically, or even a relationship, you want your husband, boyfriend, whatever, to pay a little more attention to you or whatever, you could do this. Super simple, easy, harmless, but same intention, same thing, and I'll go over this again in a bit. And if you got personal items, and it goes for all these spells, personal items that people like nail clippings, hair, or whatever, it's good to put those in there as well. But, so, same thing, your intention, all paper and all that stuff, whatever. Put it in a jar and fill the jar up with honey. As sweet as honey. And you can add stuff to it, make it look pretty. You can put rose petals in it, lavender, cinnamon, whatever you want to do, And you could just leave it on your altar, and anytime you walk by it, shake it up, or if you guys are arguing or whatever, shake it up, reactivate it, whatever. Pretty simple. So those are the jars sweet and sour jars. Now, okay, a freezer spell and binding spell are very, very similar, but done in a different way at the end. Let me share this with you. All right, freezer spell, super easy. Okay, remember, same intention like I said for all these. Write their names, their intention, date, end date if you want, whatever. Hold it away from you, turn it, remember, all that stuff, okay? Now, you can use anything real, really shot glass, little plastic cup, whatever, but what I like to use is these little small kind of dip size containers, whatever. Fill it with water, drop it in there, and then before you put it in the freezer though, take time out, meditate, visualize this person leaving, you stopping whatever they're doing, their words, their actions, whatever. Okay, visualize that, and then put it in the freezer or whatever, and just say, stay here and freeze as long as I please. I bind you from doing me harm. Someone to be. Pretty simple. Now, here's where binding is basically the same thing, but you don't freeze it. And you can do this with the freezer spell as well if you want. But take a piece of black ribbon, and I like to hold it with my thumb, some slack, wrap it away from you 3 times, 1, 2, 3, okay? And tie it in a knot as tight as you can, because you want to bind this motherfucker. Okay, put it in the jar, bury it, whatever you want, stick it aside until you feel it's resolved. And then a good way to end these type of spells or whatever is to say, I release this binding, but not the intent behind it. So motivate. That's a great little closure to these spells. So, once again, okay, write your intention, put it in there, close it up, put it in the back of your freezer, just set it and forget it. Don't dwell on the situation after you've done it. Just let the universe do its thing. Just put your energy into it, and that's it. So, that's part 4 of this series. I hope that helps. Part 5, I'm going to end with is, now that we've done all this, if it's been some of this stuff has been done to you, or you feel that it has, I'm going to talk about hex breakers, curse removal, return to sender spells, and stuff like that. So, hope this helps you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.